Good morning again, 501. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. This video will introduce topic 5, social networking in the classroom. And our book by Dimbo and Bello talks about some wonderful resources, but as always, I am going to talk about their resources and give you a few more. So let's look at, not Pandora, let's look at the resources. So the first one they talk about is Today's Meet. And I use this one every time I give a professional development. I think it is very neat. So what you can do is name your room, tell it how long you want your room, and it gives you basically a running dialogue with your teachers or your students, whomever you are working with. So what I can do with Today's Meet is have a running dialogue with everybody I'm presenting to, as long as you're in a one-to-one environment. And it's really helpful, especially when I present at conferences or do professional development. I use this a lot. So that's very simple, Today's Meet. You don't have to sign up for an account or anything. The next one we're going to talk about is Twitter. And I know that a lot of us use Twitter for social, the social side of it. But personally myself, I only use Twitter for professional development. So all I do is I only follow people who are in the educational technology field. And what I would like you to do on Twitter is create an account, but then I want you to do a couple of searches for me. Last semester, the ISTE conference was going on while I taught this class, and I made my students follow edtl501 on Twitter for 1 hour. And it is amazing how many tweets are going on during this conference. So I want you to type in hashtag ISTE13, and that's the International Society for Technology and Education that we've already learned about. And I want you to go through here and see if you find anything interesting or impressive. If you are interested in following people on Twitter, you can see who I am following, and you'll see the author of our textbooks I follow, and these are other ed tech leaders in our field that I follow. And every once in a while I'll go on to Twitter and see what everyone is saying in the field, and it's really a very good resource to learn about new things emerging in ed tech. Okay, so the next one that I want to talk about is Edmodo. Now, Edmodo, they talk about in your text, and they do a very good job explaining Edmodo in your text. But what I'm going to want you to do for this module is explore two different social medias for the classroom. Edmodo is the first. Now, you'll see that Edmodo appears a lot like Facebook, and that's why a lot of teachers and students like it. But it's really neat as your text talked. If you have an Edmodo site set up for your classroom, you can give assignments on here, you can give quizzes on here. It's a very trending thing in ed tech, and a lot of teachers, especially from about 4th grade and up, are loving it and using it. The competitor to Edmodo, which your text doesn't talk about, is called Schoology or Schoolology, depending on who you speak with. What I want you to do for this module is sign up for a free Edmodo account and sign up for a free Schoolology account. And then I want you to tell me which one do you like better and which one could you see using in your school. Now, those of you at the small school in England might want to think about using one of these, not necessarily for the students, but maybe for the parents, or maybe in-house as a professional learning community in-house with all the teachers. Okay, so the last one I want to talk about is Skype in the classroom. Now, I know most of you have used Skype before. If you have not, I do have an introductory video on Moodle for an introduction to Skype. But I absolutely love Skype in the classroom. Now, Skype in the classroom is only about a year old, year to a year and a half old, and it connects your classroom with other classrooms around the world. So what you can do is you can see guest speakers that are on here, Skype lessons that are already on here. But what I like to do is search exactly for what I want to teach. And then you can look on here about resources, Skype type resources that you can see. So for example, say one of our England classrooms wants to learn about hurricanes, which we have here in Louisiana. You can search for hurricane and you can see if there are any projects. Oh, of course there's not. If there's any projects going on with hurricanes. And this is really neat. What this will do is it will connect, here you go, a Utah teacher, and connect this Utah teacher with perhaps your classroom in Louisiana, and you guys can talk about hurricanes. Absolutely astounding lessons coming here through Skype in the classroom. So let's talk about what you need to do after you look at all of these resources. The first thing that I want you to do is post a lesson idea here, include classroom objectives, resources, and procedures. And there is your due date. So that is your Skype in the classroom thing that you have to turn in this week. Is look at Skype in the classroom, look at the existing projects on there, and think of something with your particular students, whether it's a small class or a big class, and how you could use video conferencing in the classroom in a particular lesson. Now for this, you don't actually have to do the lesson, although I really hope you guys do. You guys are making me very happy. I'm reading that you're implementing stuff right after we learn it. That's absolutely amazing. I'm very proud of you. But plan out the lesson that you want to look into here. And the other thing that you have to turn in for this module is create a classroom in Edmodo or Schoology. You don't have to do both, but you do have to explore both to see which one you like better. And tell me which one you chose, why you chose that one, and how, if, why you can see yourself using this at your school with either your students or your parents or your peers. So I hope you are enjoying this class, and don't forget to send me an email if there is a topic we haven't covered. Remember, we have that 1 week later in the semester that I don't have a topic yet, and I would love to hear what you guys would like to learn in that last topic. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.